Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. We talk a lot about career transitions and pivots, but today we're flipping the script a bit and diving into something a little different.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of switching careers completely, what if you added another one?
I like that, adding to the repertoire.
Right.
Yeah.
So this idea, having multiple careers, might sound a little overwhelming at first, right?
Yeah.
I know some of you might be thinking, I'm barely managing one job. How am I going to juggle two?
Right. Yeah, 2 jobs, I can't even.
Yeah, exactly. But we found this really thought-provoking article in the Harvard Business Review by Kabir Sehgal. He makes a compelling case for why having at least two careers can actually lead to, well, greater fulfillment and even enhanced performance in each role.
It's so true. And Segal's a great example himself. He's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. He's a corporate strategist. He's also a U.S. Navy Reserve officer, an author, and get this, a Grammy-winning record producer. Yeah, you heard that right, Grammy-winning. So we're going to use his diverse experience, his multiple careers, to really explore this concept and see how it might, apply to our own lives.
So let's jump right in. Sehgal actually used his corporate job, which by the way was in finance, to help fund his passion for record producing.
And this is such a key point for our listeners. It wasn't about the money for him initially with the music. It was about the love of it, the passion.
Right, exactly. But here's the thing. His corporate job did so much more than just provide financial support. It actually helped him develop essential skills that he was then able to apply to his producing career.
Think about it this way. In the corporate world, you have to think strategically, create a vision, recruit and manage people. You got to stick to timelines and budgets. Well, guess what? All of those skills are absolutely critical in music production as well.
Totally. And Sehgal even says that those corporate skills, like managing people and sticking to deadlines, were invaluable when he was in the studio working with artists and engineers.
And here's another thing. Segal actually found a way to integrate his 2 careers in a really unique way. He would invite his corporate clients to recording sessions, giving them a glimpse into his passion project.
I love that.
Can you imagine? Like, you're a high-powered executive and suddenly you're hanging out in a recording studio watching music being made. It creates such a memorable experience, a shared experience that goes beyond the usual client dinner or golf outing.
Totally. It builds a deeper connection, shows authenticity, and can lead to stronger trust and loyalty.
And that translates into better business relationships, which can ultimately drive revenue. So these 2 seemingly separate worlds, finance and music, actually became mutually beneficial for Segal.
It's such a powerful example of how our different passions and skills can actually complement each other.
Absolutely.
Now, we often talk about the importance of staying innovative, and one thing that Sehgal brings up is the danger of getting stuck in what he calls professional echo chambers, where everyone starts thinking alike.
And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. You're in your industry, you're surrounded by the same people, the same ideas, and it can become very limiting.
Exactly. So how do you break free from that? Well, Sehgal actually leveraged his author network, which was completely separate from his corporate world, to offer his clients something he calls contrarian perspectives. These are basically viewpoints that challenge conventional wisdom.
And to give you a concrete example, he once connected a client who was looking for insights into Chinese sentiment with a journalist who was monitoring chatter in China.
It was a win-win-win situation. The client got a unique perspective, the journalist got a new subscriber, and Sehgal facilitated a successful trade. It just shows how diverse networks can unlock value for you in unexpected ways.
It reminds me of that famous Steve Jobs quote about the power of combining technology with the liberal arts and humanities. It's about bridging those gaps between different fields to spark new ideas and innovation.
And speaking of innovative solutions, Sehgal provides a truly inspiring example that I think you'll find relevant. After Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans, he was moved to help, but he didn't just donate money or volunteer his time, he created a truly unique initiative.
Yeah, he was thinking outside the box, that's for sure. Instead of a traditional nonprofit, he decided to create a brokerage for musicians, and he called it Wall Street Meets Bourbon Street.
So clever.
I know, right? And the idea was to blend his financial acumen with his love for music to create a sustainable solution for musicians in New Orleans.
So people could go online, book musicians for gigs, and even add a tip that would go directly to a New Orleans charity. It wasn't just about handing out money, it was about empowering musicians to rebuild their lives and their careers. And the fact that it later merged with a larger charity speaks volumes about its success.
And here's the key takeaway for our listeners. What Segal shows us is that following your curiosities, those different passions, can lead to greater fulfillment, not just in your personal life, but in all of your professional endeavors as well.
So the bottom line is, pursuing multiple passions, developing diverse skills through more than one career, isn't about spreading yourself thin. It's about enriching all aspects of your life, just like Kabir Sagal.
And this brings us to a crucial question for you, the listener. What latent interests or skills do you possess that might intersect with your current work or other areas of interest in unexpected and enriching ways?
What two careers might you explore, even in a small way, and what surprising connections might emerge? Don't be afraid to think outside the box, to let your different passions inform and enhance each other in ways you haven't even imagined.
You never know where it might lead you.
That's it for today's deep dive. We'll see you next time.
See you then.